Hello everyone, this is Karma Dragoness coming at you with Cocoron, and well, you can already kind of see the vibes of this game. It is an extremely cute game based in a dream, and we'll be walked through it by our friend Tapir here. Or Taper. Both pronunciations are valid. This was made by a lot of the Mega Man 2 devs, who bailed after Mega Man 2, Takeru, so if you saw Lil Samson earlier today, the same folks. Anyway, let's hop right into it, shall we? There we go. Had to make sure I started the timer correctly. So here's Tapir, who's going to help guide us through this dream, and throughout the course of this game, we are going to create 6 characters. We're only going to be using 3 of them, though. So the first character that I like to create is our ghost nope. Stylistically, I always choose the skull. I don't care, it doesn't matter. However, I like the look of Skulldurg. Anyway, this creature here can move fast, fly, and shoot shurikens, which do a lot of damage. However, the shurikens are also very heavy, so there's kind of a little bit of a balance for speedrunning with this character. This is our boss killer and fast mover. We're going to be going, I guess it'd be counterclockwise around the map, because you just kind of want to go in a circle to go fast. Here's our first boss, and most of the bosses in this game are going to be get up in their face and mash, but you do have to be a little bit careful about it because contact damage there would have been lethal, but you kind of get used to their hitboxes. Alright, so that's our first stage down. We're going to create a second character now. Yeah, it sounds extremely Mega Man, for sure. Same. One of the later songs, like the 4th or the 5th song that we get to, will definitely scream this was made by the Mega Man 2 devs. Alright, so we're going to make a question mark face with a wing body and melody. This character is very frail, but moves very quickly. Alright, so then we're going to head up to the castle. Stop for the turtle, because that does a lot of damage, and hopefully... No! Dang it, I didn't get a good drop there. I was just trying to nudge a little bit to fall down there faster. But yeah, one of my partners named that Happy Quacky, and that name's kind of stuck for me. And yeah, this is probably one of my favorite songs from the stage themes. We stopped there to let the armadillo roll down instead of up so that it wouldn't lag us up here. So here's the king, trapped inside of the Joker. And so now we get to do probably what most people get to experience as their first boss fight, which is a little unfortunate because this is probably one of the tougher boss fights. You don't actually need to hit all of the spades to move on to the next one, but it saves a little bit of time if you hit like the last 1 or 2 of each card. Just because the next card won't spawn until all of the spades from the last card are gone. So at around 6 or 7 I try to just move to getting the last 1 or 2. And it's always the same pattern. There we go. Now you got Jack, Queen, and then Joker because the king is kidnapped. Here's the real boss. There we go. That boss can be really tricky if you don't get it in that first spot because it starts speeding up and kind of rapidly flailing around a lot. So when most people default to this stage, they get here with a character that might not be able to handle it very well, and so yeah, this stage can be a bit of a casual run-ender. Brick wall, even. Alright, so our next character, we're gonna make Pumpkinhead Boat with Pencil, which is a lightweight weapon that still does some decent damage. You'll see why later. Alright, so now we would take Skulldurg up into Icefire Mountain. Practice this a little bit, let's see if it paid off. But yeah, as you can see, like, this game has such whimsical vibes, and each of the different bodies and stuff that you can make greatly... Oh! I forgot I was landing on the smaller one and not the bigger cloud. Oops. My flight ran out right there. That's alright. Just get to see all these friends again. My goodness. I am particularly fond of the flying elephants. Okay, I'm gonna play it a little safe there. There we go. Whoops. Just need to drop down over here. So here's Santa, who's been kidnapped by a giant terrifying dragon. See? Definitely a giant terrifying dragon, and not a smaller dragon in a giant dragon ice sculpture. So we take less damage from the body of the dragon than we do from the shots, so that's why at the start there I was trying to stay inside of the other dragon and just shoot shurikens rapidly, but my mashing is a little bit out of practice right now. Alright, so at this point, the rest of the characters that we make don't actually particularly matter. So let's look at some of the fun customization options, shall we? Let's check out the alien heads. This one's cute. Let's make it a tank. Ball. We got a fun little creature. I figure I might as well, like, show some of those, since I don't really usually get to. Alright, let go of left, otherwise you will fall in that pit and die. And whenever somebody asks me what Cocoron is, I kind of just point to this screen where you're jumping on eclairs, there's the elephants flying around, and there's the giant whales in the background. Yeah, that's Cocoron. Short stage, here's Harvest Moon. It's gonna have some stars rotating around it. We need to make sure we don't touch the stars before they become projectiles, because they will do full contact damage, which will be fatal. So you want to stay a little bit away. So yeah, Tapir's still definitely our friend, definitely will never betray us. I'm definitely leaning into this a little too hard. Let's check out the monster heads. We can make a cool bird! But we don't have any wing bodies left, so let's make a jet bird. With a boomerang. Tapirs are definitely not known for eating dreams, what are you talking about? Anyway, here's the song that I was mentioning earlier that definitely screams this was made by the Mega Man 2 folks. Oops. Dang it. As you can tell, these stars are a little bit of a pain sometimes. There we go. Playing it just a tiny bit safe. So the reason why we go counterclockwise versus the task that goes clockwise You need to end either in the Fairy Forest or the Milk Sea. Either of them are fine, but all of those climbs right there are really obnoxious in real time. Whoops. It's a lot easier to just fall down. Yeah, all the random E equals MC squareds in the background of this stage. Eclair equals MC squared. Anyway, here's Titania. Gonna take her on and become the new Fairy Queen myself, it's fine. Oh, I mean, I guess we could, you know, save Cocoron. This is not Cocoron, that's Cocoron. Anyway, we've done all the stages, so... why are you having me make a new character, Tapir? I guess we'll make another character. Cool robot. With, it's a buggy. And it has a flower. What a cool creature. So, one other thing that I didn't mention is that I am playing this both translated, which is a widely available patch, but I'm also playing this with Nova the Squirrel's anti-flashing patch, because normally this game is very heavy on the flashing effects, so shoutouts to Nova for that. Anyway, since we're not fighting any bosses right now, we're just gonna take Happy Quacky, and it turns out Princess Rua has been kidnapped and we need to go find her. She's in one of the eggs between the halfway points of the stages. So we don't need to fight bosses anymore, we just need to go fast. Uh-oh. Okay, now we're fine. Okay, cool, we found her. She's always in this spot, for the record. And it turns out, oops, Tapir might have been bad after all. Was just helping us foster this dream so that he could eat it all. So now we have to do a gauntlet of stages, and the rest of our characters have been kidnapped and trapped themselves, so now we gotta go back and rescue them one by one. Which is another reason why we take Happy Quacky into that last stage. We got Skolderg back, so we pretty much got most of the crew that we are effectively using. One thing that I didn't mention during the stages themselves is that depending on your starting and ending point, the stages themselves actually change in layout, which is really, really cool. Basic math is escaping me right now, but there's like 6 different spots on the map that you can go to, and the spots between them, or the pathways between them all, have different stage layouts, and I think that's really cool. And that's part of why the speedrun just goes around in a circle, because that's just, like, the shortest path between all the stages. Right. I think I don't use this character here, oops. No, I do. I do. I don't know why I'm spacing. Anyway, welcome to, Texas, Nevada, I don't know. Lots of cactuses. Cacti? Whatever. This stage is very, brutal. Playing it casually, but you can stand on those flowers. Those flowers are a lot more friendly than they appear to be. Anyway, here's why we made the boat character. But we also need a little bit of offense on this character. Just kind of helps get through this stage a little bit more smoothly. Got our cool Jetbird back. Another thing that I should probably mention while I'm in these stages is that if I die at any point during these levels, I have to go all the way back to the start, where I had that long stage where I had to run through with Happy Quacky, so that's why I'm being a little bit careful here. Oop. Okay, there we go. Thankfully, this last stage here is pretty chill. Not really too much to this stage. And hey, we've got our whole crew back. And now it is time to confront Tapir. Which thankfully we have Skulldurg back, so we're gonna do that. So Tapir just kind of flies around randomly, occasionally throwing an egg, and then every time you hit them, they spin, throw a few eggs in retaliation, and become invulnerable for a sec. So I'm trying to hit with 2 shurikens at a time. Oh my gosh, please come down. Please, please, please come down. Thank you. Jeez. Sometimes they can just, like, fly up at the top and stay up there and it sucks. Anyway, we've rescued Cocoron. Hooray, game's over. Or is it? So yeah, turns out Tapir has one less trick up their sleeve, or something. Here's the actual final stage. And we've actually hit a checkpoint, so even if I die in game over, I will start here again. I hope you're all ready for the cutest enemies in the game. Look at them go. I love them so much. Anyway, these fires do a full bar of health of damage, which I guess I never talked about the health bar either, did I? So, you'll kind of see that there's like the bigger blocks of health and then the smaller pips. You can probably guess, but the giant blocks stand for 1 full bar of health on the right. So part of why we choose this character for the speedrun is that this character effectively has 2 bars of health, which lets them tank quite a few hits compared to some of the other loadouts that you can do that are basically just as fast. Anyway, Tapir number 2, just the same as before, except now it's 5 eggs, which might not sound like much of a difference, but the extra coverage those 2 eggs grant makes this fight quite a blocker sometimes. And I'm not getting any double hits here. Oh well, that's fine. We made it. Timer's gonna stop when the music stops here. There we go. And that is Cocoron. Tapir 2 definitely was probably one of the biggest complaints when this got put into Best of NES. One of those big 20 races. I heard a lot of people complaining about that second fight. So the fact that it went smoothly there, don't let that fool you. Then we get a nice little credits sequence that gives us an in-game time after at the end. We normally would have all of the character names show up there for a moment, but we didn't name our characters anything. Hey, Elia. Unfortunately, yeah. Elia made a fun little thing to basically give you your own customized Cocoron playthrough. It basically gives you a path to follow, and it tells you what parts to throw together for each character, and it even has preset names for all of the different characters, and that's a... We call it lovingly heck%, because sometimes the combinations you get are very rude. I kind of want to show the in-game time before I fade away. Okay, here it comes. $9.10. Not terrible for a marathon. Anyway, that's Cocoron. And, thanks RGL, and also thanks Mooware for swapping with me because of my weird schedule thing that came up last minute. I think that's it for me.